Morning to you. The government is being urged to take action to ensure that supplies of food and fuel are delivered across the country to prevent empty shelves and closed garage forecourts. A number of oil companies have warned that petrol could run low, not because of a lack of stock, but because of a reduced number of deliveries. The transport industry is calling on government to find more lorry drivers, and they're warning the problems could be around for months. Jean-François reports.
Supermarkets, oil companies and major retailers are clear. They're running short of one thing: lorry drivers. Companies say they have plenty of produce for everyone, but not enough drivers to deliver it. It's an issue of supply and demand. BP says it cannot supply the petrol because there is such a high demand for HGV drivers, forcing them to ration fuel and close shops where that's not possible. The issues driving this crisis are complex. Brexit, the pandemic and an ageing population are just some of the issues at play here. Many non-UK workers went home. Drivers are leaving faster than they can be recruited. And the pandemic caused delays to the HGV tests. But this could just be the start.
There are easier jobs in the world to do than driving a truck. It's a tough job, it's an expensive job to train. There's no early end in sight to this. We'll probably be having to live with a trucker shortage for at least another year or so, even if the government tackles the issue urgently, which they haven't really up to now.
This is all happening as winter is coming, and it may be one of discontent.
The whole movement of food logistics around the UK, getting things from farms to processing factories, from the processors off to the warehouses, and from the warehouses to the shops. And without the HGV drivers, with the glue of that process, it is not possible for consumers to get the products on the shelves that they need.
Industry insiders are urging the government to provide temporary work visas to encourage drivers to return. If not, they say, we can expect to see a return of panic buying over coming weeks. Jean-François, Sky News.
Our political correspondent Tamara Cohen, who's in Westminster. Morning, Tamara. Look, what can the government actually do here?
Morning, Stephen. Well, the government are very keen to stress that there is not a shortage of fuel. This is an issue with supply to a specific number of forecourts. Bluntly, the problem is there's a shortage of 100,000 lorry drivers. Now, they announced a few measures earlier this month to try and tackle it, including more money to train up UK lorry drivers to fill shortages, and also simplifying the tests they have to do. They had to do 2 tests. That will now be slimmed down to 1, with the aim of freeing up another 50,000 test slots to try and clear the backlog that was built up during the COVID crisis. So that will help, but it won't help quickly enough, the industry say. It will still take months for these measures to work through. So we're already seeing some debate in government now about whether there should be short-term visas for drivers to come from abroad. Now, the government point out that the lorry driver shortage is an international problem. Other European countries have shortages as well. But since we left the EU, lorry drivers don't meet the requirements for skilled workers to come to the UK, and the industry is saying that they need a 12-month short-term visa scheme in order to cover this difficult period before UK drivers can be trained up. So far, the government pushing back on that idea, but we'll see if there's any movement to come.
OK, Tamara, thank you.